was a bit of a disconnect locally and nationally with young people and families suffering from autism, and what we were looking at was a cradle to grave resource and strategy that would be seamless for families.
We've come along because I've got an adult son who we think is on the autistic spectrum, and we're looking for a bit more information and certainly ways of speeding up his diagnosis, how we can get him into mainstream sort of life rather than shut away indoors all the time.
We're aware very often because of the geographic area that a lot of the time things tend to be centred perhaps in Alloa town or Stirling town. So we've made a point of holding consultation events out with those areas. We had an event in Callander and another one in Balfron just to make sure that we were actually engaging with everybody and everybody had the opportunity to participate. There was also surveys and questionnaires done online for people who found it difficult to attend these events. But the feedback we got has been really good, and that information will also be publicised on the new Forth Valley website, the information from these events.
I have a 17-year-old son called Matthew who's severely autistic, non-verbal, and we have been through a number of transitions in his life, been through a crisis in the last year because he's become more severely affected by his autism, and I'm really keen to make sure that I have a part to play in his future.
At the centre of any strategy that you're putting into place, I think it's really important that at the heart of that you have service users right at the centre so that we know exactly what the issues are for people who are using the services, so that we can ensure that we're targeting the right areas. And not only service users but also their families and carers as well, because they have years of experience, skills and expertise in knowing exactly what resources are required.
It was also seen that we didn't really deal particularly well with issues around about transition, and that's transitions from whether it's from preschool to primary school, or even transitions when it came to leaving school and into the adult world, and we wanted to make sure that we were better at dealing with that.
We need better transition. Parents need to be more regarded as part of the team. We are with our child every day and we know them best, so you know, whenever people are getting together to talk about autism and looking at ways to improve life for my son and other kids, then I'm all for it.
We used the Scottish Government mapping exercise as a basis to actually work from. We then did quite intensive consultation with other stakeholders, so service users, but also people from education, from housing, from social care, who actually provide services to people with ASD.
The process and the consultation, it was quite a major task to undertake all that, and there was something that was quite important about senior officers, people at my level and above, actually meeting face to face with carers and with service users. There was a great relationship between the professionals that work with young people with autism and adults, but also those wider supports and networks, and families. There was something quite humbling about meeting a lot of the families and actually how they undertook the day-to-day tasks and how we can support them differently in the future.
I think if you don't have the consultation process in place, then the strategy will fall at the first hurdle. It needs to be fit for purpose. It needs to be a clear and concise process that involves all partners, including parent carers and people with ASD. So events like this are crucial to ensure that the strategy has value and quality and will be met going forward.
From around July I was asked to be the chair of the work stream for life opportunities, which is why I was at the event today, and really the main areas of development I was hoping to get out of today's meeting was to find out what other professionals were thinking about life opportunities, where were the gaps, what support's needed, and really is the strategy that we've developed so far on the right track.
What we want people to do and we want agencies to do is to work together so that we can see what's the best interest of a child or an adult. We don't want people to feel that they have to repeat their story several times. And looking at whether it's a team around the child or a multi-agency approach, we want to make sure that we get the services at work for the families and the children work together so that it's seamless in how we deliver our services. And allow people just to function within their communities and actually to take part in their communities. They're valuable members of the community and we want people to express that as well.
I have a son with Asperger who is 18 now. Actually, has put in a bit of variety for the exhibition, and yeah, I just wanted to get involved and help out, you know, to get the community kind of more aware and involved in something positive, where people with autism can show off any artistic talents they might have. Yeah.
The vision of the national strategy and of our local strategy is that people with autism are valued and respected within their own communities and also have confidence that services will treat them fairly. What has been really heartening about this whole process is just how people have engaged with it, their enthusiasm, how they have wanted to be involved.
Anything that raises awareness, anything that brings understanding can only be good, I would have thought. I don't think there's a bad or anything bad about bringing it to the fore. I think it can only be good, make people aware, and as I say, give people a voice.
We have had artists in residence at various schools and organisations across Stirling and Clackmannanshire. We have an art exhibition.
My son's got autism, he's got Asperger's, and he is in mainstream, but he visits a place called The Base at St Moden's quite a lot, where the autism unit's based. I think that getting the kids out into the community, it helps them and it helps everybody else understand their capabilities and that they're really able to do a lot more than people think.
And it's really about raising awareness amongst our communities and raising awareness amongst the public about what autism is, the challenges that people face, and just trying to ensure that we're all working in partnership. The Forth Valley Autism website, this will be a resource for individuals themselves to look at, for families and carers to look at, for professionals, just for the general public. It'll have information about what autism is. It will also have information about services and resources. The work that's happening just now and that has gone on to date, it doesn't stop here. It doesn't stop at the end of April. It's an ongoing process.